Welcome back to the News at 10. Let's continue our conversation now with human rights lawyer and democracy expert Clement Marco, who is in Abuja. Before we went on the break, you were giving your assessment of the present administration in 2 years. I'd take this further. This administration did campaign on anti-corruption, insecurity, the economy, and so on. What should Nigerians expect perhaps in the next 2 years? Because that's all they have left to make, the difference that they promised us.
I'm afraid we don't have 2 years. Generally in Nigeria, as you know, politics takes over after the first 2 years. And that's, I think, where really this country is very worried about what has not been achieved in 2 years. At the end of this year, the politics will begin. The politicians will begin their campaign. And given that most times decisions are influenced even much more by politics, as you go into the third year, I think I really worry what looks ahead. But certainly Nigerians have looked at the promises that this administration made, the creation of jobs, getting us out of recession, building infrastructure, respecting human rights, because as we speak, even a few days ago, the Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu was reporting his house being raided by the police. These perfunctory raids on houses of individuals needs to stop. We really have to have greater respect for human rights in this country. We really have to get jobs created. We need to deal with the issues of insecurity across the country. You have rampaging headsmen going around destroying people, preventing agriculture from going on because people can no longer go to farms. These are issues that this administration needs to take very seriously. Certainly the fight against corruption needs to be fought even much more systematically, and we need to ensure that any fight against corruption is institutionalized to last beyond the individuals or even this government that is in place. So the systematic entrenchment of the fight against corruption needs to be properly established. But certainly we don't have 2 years. More than half of what is left is going to be politicking, and I really worry that the legacy this administration would leave behind would not be a good one if it doesn't work in the next 1 year to go back to the promises that it made to Nigerians and begin to try to redeem these promises.
But what can be achieved in this 1 year? What can realistically be achieved within this 1 year period that you're giving this administration, given that the elections are coming up pretty soon in 2018, roughly in 2019, beg your pardon. So what can realistically be achieved?
I think that the government needs to, the government made promises about constitutional reforms to address the issues of federalism. I think that this can realistically be achieved as the government works out a legislative agenda that would tackle some of the constitutional promises or constitutional reform promises that it made. Continue to strengthen independent National Electoral Commission so that the commission can be prepared to deliver on free and fair elections, and work even much more on the economy. I think that the infrastructure for the greater development of the economy needs to be put in place. The electricity situation is very, very bad, and we need to address this. The security situation across the country is really bad beyond the northeast, but also across the country. The levels of kidnapping across the country is very high, and the government needs to ensure that its security system is put in place to tackle this. Much more importantly, rampaging headsmen across the country who are killing innocent people in villages as far as Lagos, in Imo, in Anambra, in Enugu. The government needs to take very seriously and put in place a security system to tackle the menace that headsmen represent across the country.
Clement Marco, thank you so much. Appreciate you joining us on the News at 10 tonight. I've been speaking with human rights lawyer, democracy expert and director, Policy and Legal Advocacy Center, Clement Marco.